timeless room, seed of living glass, chapter 5. Far beyond the physical DNA, there is the mystical song of life, the quintessential, quintessential translation of pure divine intelligence. Together, Tenny and I wandered slow along the shoreline, along the lagoon of liquid light. We walked for quite a long time, if that's possible in a timeless room. Are you sure you can't tell me where to go? I asked. Truly, there is no anywhere you should go, he explains. You are free to choose. Life will respond. I believe you, I replied. Life is that way inclined. As my inner speculation comes to an end, I seem to walk in the cobweb of sparkling light. At first, it appears as though I am enmeshed, but as I duck, trying to elude the tiny sparkles, I discover that I have inadvertently passed through some kind of membrane. Tenny is untouched, yet he is at my side, incongruous, as they say. I'm covered in sparkling light, glittering as though um, powered with tinsel dust, energized, just like the lid of a pen. I'm feeling clearer and more capable. Inside suggests that I have passed some sort of a test. Otherwise, the membrane would have held me back. I suppose would have happened no matter where I walked. Of course, you are the determining factor. More than ever, I think that there is some cosmic being in charge of all this. Of course, it's like being thrown into the ocean and then having to learn to swim. All alone, most of the time, all alone, abandoned, neglected, rejected. I felt for a while that I might drown, but I feel that I am swimming now. These past days, it is reassuring to assume that someone or something is keeping an eye on me. Yeah, just to interfere and to gossip about you, to interfere in your life, to intrude in your life, not to help, but to intrude. I chuckle. Whoever or whatever chooses for me this escapade must surely have a great sense of humor. I'm standing on a stretch of shore that is without trees. The sun shines unabashed onto a landscape that is somehow softer, more gentle than its earthly counterpart. See? A sun that somehow softer, more gentle than its earthly counterpart. The sun itself is a mystery, for it's not the sun I'm used to. The sun is the color of pinky champagne. The sun itself is a mystery, for it's not the sun I'm used to. The sun is the color of pink champagne, yet with depth and incredible clarity. Its warmth feels the same, but the sun feels as though it's very aware of me. Rather than the indifferent sun of dear old Mother Earth, the air is still, but far more vibrant than our normal atmosphere. This mysterious room is a far more energized place than our three-dimensional reality. Before us, a steep hill rises high and wide. I'm going to climb to the top of the hill, I tell Pen, pointing to it. Oh, why? Why not? I say nonchalantly. Besides, I should be able to get a good view of the lay of the land. In no hurry, I saunter along, yet my lingering steps seem to carry me far faster than if I were running a physical reality. Everything here is somehow intensified, with much more completion for far less effort. Effort, that's the clue. Nothing here seems to require any effort. Oh, how good is while you have to carry not just heavy things, some of us, but also have to carry our body. Once I make a decision to do something, everything just flows. Yeah, if you choose with your mind, think and so be it. So is life over there. You operate with your mind. We could do that or not. On second thought, maybe we have it, but we block ourselves. No, 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 no. We don't block ourselves. Something else does, right? Something else, not us, but something else does. And team, my God, a stupid team. The hillside is covered in a profusion of tiny creeping plants with pale violet berries. It resembles a very thick, wiry, shaggy carpet. So dense is the growth. There is no reassuring part to indicate that other people might walk up here. But with ten at my side, I'm not alone. Under normal circumstances, it would be breathless walking so swiftly up a high, steep hill. But I am fresh near the top as when I begin. I think I will not have any trouble climb this hill. With a tinge of apprehension, I reach the summit and stare in utter amazement. There, before me, is a small city. Right in the center, dominating the city, is a large castle. I'm shocked because the city, the castle, everything seems to be made of glass that sparkles and gleams as it bounces a million reflections of the sun. It appears that the city is moving. Such is the power of the illusion caused by the ever shifting reflections, all created by the mind. I stand spellbound. The city is standing on a small plateau, a fair way below the crest of the hill, a city from the fairy tales of my childhood. From my hilltop position, I'm able to gaze down into its magical beauty and elegancy. Did you know that this one's here? Shaking his head and chuckling, Tony replies, you still don't get it, do you? Nothing in this reality is fixed and static exactly. It's all sweet cotton that can every time melt away. You still don't get, do you? Nothing in this reality is fixed and static. This is a realm of pure response. I glance sidelong at him. You're right, I hear you, but I don't get it. Yeah, because you still didn't understand the concept. After staring for what seems a long time, I realized that I have seen no inhabitants in this city. Doesn't one live here? I mean, fairies, elves, or something equally bizarre? Maybe you need to go and find out. How come I get the feeling that I have to go alone? Probably because that's the way of it. I nod, already realize it is inevitable. Farewell, companion, I say with heavy sarcasm, and turning, I walk slowly toward the city. It's really is quite small. As I walk, however, my perspective keeps shifting and changing. One moment the city appears small, then larger, then it's one range of colors, then another, and so on. I suspect that it is the multicolored reflections and reflections that cause this bewildering aspect of shape changing. Even the buildings appear like this. None of them staying constant in size and shape. It all adds into my confusion. However, as I progress into the city, one factor stays constant and steady. There is a large golden orb balanced on the topmost spire of the castle. How did I not see it from the hilltop? I cannot imagine. It must surely be the most dominant feature of it must surely be the most dominant feature of the entire city. But everything here is odd. Only now do I notice that 100 or more spires seem to pierce the sky, each spire the crown of a building. I don't remember seeing any of the spires from the hilltop either. As though just emerging into my consciousness, I hear the sound of ethereal music, tiny sliver of pure vibration that rise and fall with such purity that I hold my breath. So magical and compelling, I dare not disturb it. And now, only now, I realize that this whole city is alive. It lives and breathes. And this music, surely it is breath. How I know this, I have no idea. But there is no doubt in me. This city is a living being. The beauty that surrounds me is so great, so palpable, while remaining intangible. I just want to sit and cry. I'm so overwhelmed. Human emotions were never designed to deal with such unimaginable wonder. I know now why I could see none of this transcendent beauty from the hilltop. I would have been completely inhabited. I weep. I am unable to stop the sobs that are ripped from deep inside. There must be some mistake. Surely someone more worthy than I should be, this guy, should be witnessing this absolute magnificence. Magnificence. As I weep, a soft, well-known breeze moves gently into me, touching me with its calm, familiar love. Its inner healing. Gratefully, I look to see if the being of air is nearby, but the tendril of breeze is already moving away, its mission complete. I'm left comforted and uplifted, but most wonderful of all, I feel worthy. I realize that my experience within the being of the air has left an essential of me, and it's been sea, and it has lovingly responded to my need. Clear-eyed, no longer enmeshed in a fog of emotion, I walk slowly around this seat of living glass. Somehow, now that I am hearing the music of a living seat and that it breathes, I am seeing anew. Or perhaps it's because I now feel worth of my experience. But for whatever reason, the city is now revealing itself to me. I can now see that the buildings are multi-dimensional and that they are changing shape in a slow, constant movement that could be described as a dance. Within this movement, an ever-changing blaze of color reflects endlessly from the multifaceted glass, a rippling embodiment of the being that is the city. For a while, I sit down to simply drink in this awesome beauty of sight and sound. There are no footpaths or paving for pedre- pedestrians in this city, no streets for traffic. Instead, it seems that it's carpeted. Yet, this carpet too is alive, rather like blue grass. It also is the being. I marvel at the wonder of it. Here I sit on a lavender blue carpet in the middle of a moving, shape shifting city, and it's all a single living, breathing being. This makes even a river that flows uphill seem modern. My attention is drawn to the castle, growing, growing as it is from the center of the city. I cannot think of it as built, for its smooth lines of sparkling glass give no indication that it could be built. It's beautiful beyond any building I have ever seen, but it puzzles me. Is it a building that may be entered, or is it the heart of a being? Only the castle remains constant, rather than shape shift as the other buildings do. Getting to my feet, I walk over to the castle, hesitantly reaching out to touch it. I wonder if the being will stop me, but my fingers touch the smooth surface without intervention. I gasp. The feeling transmitted into my fingertips is one of aware, vibrant energy and acceptance. I realize that the substance that appears as glass is not glass at all. It is the substance of a being. Just as my physical body is the substance of who I am in a three-dimensional reality, so this fabulous seat is the body of a being in a metaphysical realm. The castle appears rather like a number of pencils of varying lengths, very finely pointed, and all held together in a bunch, pointing upward. However, the tallest of these pencils are well over 200 feet high and as slim proportionally cover the pencils in a vibrant multicolored shimmering glass-like material, and you have some rough idea of the appearance of the castle. Then add the large golden orb impossibly balanced on the very tip of the tallest spire, far above all the others. I gaze up at the orb, almost mesmerized. There is a power or energy come from the golden orb that is unmistakable. The golden orb is about the same diameter as the sphere of images, yet appears more solid as though it should be heavy. Defying that impression, however, the golden orb is poised on the topmost needle point of the tallest spire. Suddenly, with a soft yet cyclopean sigh, the golden orb slowly splits apart, resembling an open flower with huge golden petals. From its interior, a large glowing feather comes floating out, drifting down toward me on a flake of quivering sound. I jump back, I jump back in fright, shocked. Have I violated the sanctity of the golden orb of my presence? Am I the cause of this? Feeling guilt, I hesitate between hurrying away and stay, not knowing what to do. Then, just as I decided that trying to avoid anything is all but impossible in this realm, the feather-like object lands on the carpet before me. Step on, my friend, the vehicle says in a strange musical voice. Step on, my friend. The vehicle says in a strange musical voice. It's like mechanical voice. As the door activated by the voice, the sparkles on my light body are glittering and glinting, and I feel lighter than ever before. An inner freedom sweeps through me, dispersing all my remaining doubts and lingering fear. Without hesitation, I step onto the odd feather-like vehicle, my light body sparkling with glitter dust. I feel the apprehensive thrill of a new adventure. Swiftly, the strange vehicle rises into the air, circling the city as it spirals higher and higher. For a few brief moments, I feel a touch of panic. Then I relax. This man. It seems as though the vehicle and I are one. So secure am I. Even when it flies upside down to teach me, I'm safe, for it is impossible to fall off. It seems that my feet and the vehicle have melded together. The vehicle is now drifting down toward the unroofed golden orb. The open petals wait as though to embrace us. And this is how a bee sees a flower. Down we go, gracefully dropping lower and lower as we approach the center of the gold. Only now, as we drift the embracing petals, do I realize how big the golden orb really is. Down we go deep into its phantomless depths, and on. Where am I? We are dropping the haze of burnished gold down, down, endlessly down. Finally, the craft comes to rest on a golden platform, set in a room that is vastly beyond comprehension. I have the inner knowing that I am in the center of this city. Yet, this single room is astronomically larger than the whole city. This room must be large enough to contain a human-built city for at least 10 to 15 million people with space to spare. How I can see its size, I'm not sure, but I am perceiving beyond the sight, knowing beyond the knowledge, and the light. This enormous room is filled with a pulsating light of living, burnished gold. With a sense of astonishment, I recognize the light from some inner source of knowing. I realize that this light has been shining throughout all the ages of humanity. I become a beacon of love, piercing the fear and hopelessness that so often enshroud the human race. Unknown, unrealized, this light is the herald of our greatest potential, our awakening to our own truth. I perceive then that this light is the light of enlightenment. As I comprehend this, I realize that the being which is manifests as a living city is the light of enlightenment. I am overwhelmed with awe and a reverence, yet my emotions are stable, and I no longer feel unworthy to witness such splendor. Open your eyes, the voice fills my whole being, igniting long dormant senses. As though a blindfold is being removed, I'm seeing with a vision that transcends my eyes, the all-embracing vision of a multidimensional reality. I'm no longer in a room. I am somewhere in space, among the stars. But this is a space of light, not stagnant dark. Paradoxically, I can see the lights of countless stars, and this light as easily as I see them in a clear night sky. As I hover comfortably in space, I watch countless numbers of stars wheeling around me, as though alive and well. This represents our beginning, our originality. We are all made from stardust, nevertheless. So this is what it tries to show and what it represents. And I know that they are. Each star, as with our Earth, is an aware expression of spirit, and each is involved in its own spiritual growth. I watch as incredibly the stars pose in their orbital progression in space, and without another movement form the outline of an unbelievably immense human figure. Gradually the details of the face are filled in eyes, mouth, nose, ears, all with an expression of joy and amusement. The body is only hazily defined, as though unimportant. I gaze in a way at a human figure of sparkling stars that is bigger by far than the Milky Way, and I gasp. Almost as though compelled, I see that in a minute way I too am a human figure of sparkling stars, for the glitter dust is now whirling and orbiting around my body of light. Because you are one of these. A connection takes place in consciousness, and with an explosion of insight, I see the full magnificence of humanity. I know that we too are gods of the creation. Precisely. This is what I'm trying to teach all the time. On a quest of insight, I realize that this limitless being is the light of conscious enlightenment, a representation of the beings that we, in the continuing development of our spiritual evolution, both already are and will eventually become. While absorbing and assimilating this incredible truth, I'm held in a cocoon of love, protected from the shattering impact of what must be the ultimate paradox. We all we already are what we are becoming. I accept this, for in this perfect moment of timing, truth is undeniable. I watch as the lips that encompass the heaven smile at me. I listen as the omnipresent words of power reach out to me. Carried on a surge of thunder, which beyond the sound is the vibrating nexus of everything I see. My child, you are now born into the truth, but you must bring about your own awakening and a no self. The word is cease, and from those lips a narrow shaft of light reaches out, piercing me to my soul. Deep within me, I feel a formless pain. Then it fades. Against my will, I see the everyday me exposed, my folly, my fears, my humanity. I know that every aspect of me is loved by the light of enlightenment. Yeah, judgment's all here. There is no judgment, no condemnation, only complete acceptance. This is love, absolute and unconditional. But me, I'm my folly and my fears, and all that makes me human, and I cannot accept my humanity. With the tragic insight, I realize that in this moment I have just missed an opportunity to know self, to fall in love with self. I watch as new words float out from the same vast mouth that spoke to me. I see these worlds creating new orbits and coming together, forming new galaxies. I know that I'm watching creation. Mhm. And I know that I and all humanity are both a part in the whole of this creativity. And yet I'm held captive by my own limitation. I have the knowledge, but I'm not yet able to live and express the knowing. The vast figure abruptly vanishes as the stars are once again orbiting space, each following its own continuum. I'm acutely aware that the figure was formed for my benefit, encouraging me to see past the forms of life into the very nexus of creativity. Everything blurs, space vanishes, and I'm standing alone in the immense room of blazing light. I am quite sure that this light is reflected in the spirit of every human being on earth, and that the golden light purposefully shines forever, undiminished, for each one of us. I feel certain that this room I have entered is where many of us come in our deepest dreams when we seek inspiration and comfort beyond the physical plane. I already been there already. That's 2014. I saw a lot of people just walking Leslie, all white like gray aliens. And it was so starry, so bright in a silvery sky, so beautiful. I wonder what the words I heard will mean to me. You are now born into truth. I don't feel any different. I already knew I have to awaken. I have been trying for years. And the light that pierced me. What does that mean? I noticed that although my light body is still sparkling with glitter dust, it's no longer spinning and orbiting around me. I feel sad and despondent knowing that I have missed an opportunity to awaken, and I'm feeling as though I have fallen from some high pinnacle of divinity. Without warning, high-pitched laughter echoes around the vast room, and suddenly it seems the whole place is alive and moving. How wonderful! How absolutely marvelous! The room is ablaze with a myriad of tiny elves, each about the size of a bumblebee. Oh, so cute! They seem to deliberately catch the golden light, reflect it in a countless miniature rainbows as it bounces from one moving elf to another in a new ending crescendo of light and color. The laughter is widely infectious, and I smile, then laugh aloud. A small swarm of the tiny fairy beings hover before me. Each is composed of light, holding no defined form for more than a few moments before waking out to wink in again micro moments later. It seems that they simultaneously occupy two different dimensions, continually zipping in and out of each. I feel their joyous energy as a wave of refreshment, and spontaneously I'm leaping up and down with them, dancing with the abandonment of a clown. How cute! To my astonishment, I'm no longer standing on the floor. I'm flying, surrounded by a huge swarm of the tiny elves, the laughter ringing in my ears. I'm flying around the room as lightly and effortlessly as a dragonfly, without any wave of arms or movements of limbs. I'm flying I'm flying simply because I want to fly. I zip in and out of clusters of elves, and they in turn swirl in a cloud of sparkling light all around me. As I fly, I realize that this is no different from the stars wheeling around the vast figure in space, except in size. For moments I hover on the edge of some vast insight, but it eludes me. Unconcerned, I laughed with the sheer exuberancy and joy of effortless flight, while the elves gather around me, and in a huge cluster we all zip out through a wall of the castle, as though the wall is no more substantial than a cobweb. Sweeping to the ground, the swarm of magical elves deposit me outside the castle, vanishing on a receding wave of high-pitched, impish laughter. I jump into the air to follow them, but light through I am in my light body, I cannot fly. Much as I want to. Oh man. How about when we die? Gonna be the same thing, cannot fly? Curious, I walk over to the castle and touch a wall. It feels as it did earlier, aware and accepting, but unyielding. Stepping away, I gaze up at the golden orb. It's again intact, a perfect sphere of gold. Unsure of what to do or where to go, I decide to walk back to Tani. Leaving the castle, I walk through the city and out, heading toward the hilltop. I plan to meet Tani and then walk back to the lagoon of liquid light, for that is where I entered this realm. It represents my only real connection with a physical reality and perhaps a way out. As I walk up the hill, I notice that the violet flowers of the wiry creeping plant are wide open. Gazing at them, I remember that earlier they were mostly in bud. The air is filled with their fragrancy, a subtle aroma that I have never before encountered. It seems that the fragrance somehow invokes memories, but these memories must surely belong to someone else. Images of a huge orange sun fill my mind, a sun so close and large that it fills half of the sky, rather than external heat. I seem to remember a glow of warmth inside me, an energy of inner nourishment. I stopped my hands holding my head as though to forcefully pull greater clarity from my mind, but it's all slipping away. The memory of a slender people with almost translucent blue skin dances tantalizing before me. Then it's gone. Bemused, I walk on, reaching the top of the hill, recline among the violet flowers. Time seems lighter, somehow brighter than ever. You seem really lit up, I say. He nods. Yes, I must leave you very soon. Despite your apprehension, you are proving to be very adaptable and capable. You really do not need me. I'm dismayed by his words. I do not want him to go, but I'm aware that what I want makes little difference here. Before you go, tell me one thing. Are there any nasties here? Hmm. Michael, in all truth, the only nasty is if you were to manifest your fears. What you fear, you both create and attract. This is a truth in your physical reality, and it remains so in a metaphysical reality. That's true. That's very true. He's right. I feel reassured, but other questions clamor for the relief of being unanswered. What always this place? How can a river flow uphill to this land of mystery? How can there be a land up here? Where is up here? I sighed, knowing turn will not give me any satisfaction. Easily answered, Michael. And in your own words, leave the mystery. That's the only solution available to you. That's about what I expected. That's like following the yellow brick road. Follow it and trust. While Tan is speaking, he's somehow becoming brighter and more faint. Yeah, that's what they are like. It's a red as though a light is shining through him, and he's dissolving to the light. Goodbye, Michael. Wait, will we meet again? Very faintly he answers, yes, but you will not remember me. And then very strongly he adds, remember, I am an aspect of self. We are one. Yeah, he has gone, and I feel lonely. Yet, oddly enough, I do not feel alone, like me. Alone but not lonely. Relaxed, I lie back among the flowers, trying to work out the hows and whys of this place is way beyond me. At least there are no nasties waiting to snatch me up. Dreamily, I wonder if or when the mystery being who got me into this realm will show up. Meanwhile, all I can do is enjoy the wonderment. How astonishing to be able to experience other forms of life where I am not even me. I stare at the golden orb balanced on its needle spire. One thing is certain, the distance I dropped into the castle in no way equates with the height of the castle. I'm certain I entered yet another reality. Where does it all end? Does it end? Somehow? I don't think it does. And that's all for now.